All right, everybody, welcome to episode number 5 of the How to Sell series. I'm so excited. Now, I'm going to go straight to the point. We're going to start actually with a very simple process, but here's what I want you to understand. If you go back to the previous steps, the previous workflow, we were just basically getting an idea, creating adding the elements of this healthier, hottest version of myself, whatever that it is for you, right? And now, and later we added a little bit of the habits, right? We know how you want to feel in that body, right? Like you already have that feeling, that desire within you. You just need someone to guide you, because it's very I don't like to judge, right? I'm not judgmental, but it's very common. If you get to, like, say 75 hard, that's why 75 hard is something so appealing to a lot of people, because, well, like you're pressuring yourself, like you're trying to kill that older version of yourself, and you get excited about demanding and restrict, like 75 hard or 95 hard, whatever that is. It's so appealing in the beginning because, of course, right, it's attractive. Like you're like, okay, I really want to kill this version of myself who is not committed, who's not disciplined enough, and blah blah blah. But then you realize you can sustain those habits. That's why it's just for 75 hard days anyway. But no offense, like I'm not judging. I think this is a really good process. I have no judgments. It's just that it's so trendy that I like to use an example. But as a woman, like we have to work with different energies every month. So I think sometimes it's like, I like being in a go hustle, and I like being an athlete, like going to the extremes of bodybuilding and this. But I also want to feel nourishment. I want to feel enjoyment. I want to feel this sense of bliss with my relationship with food and my body and so on. So why am I talking about this? Okay, so that's why in this episode it's really important that we start actually getting into the habits. So this is why it's important in this part of the series that you actually start doing whatever you need to do to accomplish and to become that person. We're actually dressing, right, as this highest version of it. You're actually dressing that healthier. We think it as a costume, right? Like now you're putting that garment of this healthy version. And how we're going to do this, we're going to create habits. So I want you to pick 3 habits, no more than that, because it's overwhelming. 3 habits, one for your mind. So anything, let's say if you're the healthiest version of yourself, she's not scrolling on Instagram at night, she's probably listening to audiobooks, right? No walk. Because like if you're in school and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to read every day for my classes and stuff, and then I'm gonna read books, like, and don't get to because sometimes you create goals based on like what how people are gonna look like. I read 5 books, I've been that girl, and I read like about like 200 books, and I'm like, okay, like what do I do with this knowledge? I already forgot it. So just pick a book, right? And you can even use Audible, or you can just start listening to a podcast, anything for your mind. And especially if you are in this journey of changing your self-image, changing your relationship with food, and changing your relationship with your body, because they're all connected. You can pick topics that are related to that, right? So you will direct your consciousness towards the things that you want, right? So part of your goal, right, part of this new version of yourself has a completely different goal. And I'm really talking about aesthetics here, right? If you're like, I have this ab, I look like this, I have curves, I have this, and if you don't look quite similar to that version, delete the pictures that you have from yourself on your phone, like literally, like, and make it, you don't need to go, I'm not being like, you don't need to be obsessed about, just delete. And even like for your goal, like if your goal is very physical, like Julianne, I want to look like this, I want my abs, I want toned abs, big booty, I don't know, I want curves, I want looking in your phone, you're looking at your past pictures and look, oh my gosh, it's gonna take too long because I have to do this, and I have to do what Kylie Jenner is doing. I have to do no, that ends today. If you're doing that ends today. If you have done that in the past, even mentally, forget about that. You're not going to comment on your body with other people. You're not going to comment about your body with even yourself, unless it's extremely, I know I don't want to see like the positive thing. You don't need to be positive and self-love, but it needs to be respectful. It needs to be something like, yeah, I look like this today, whatever. Like, I don't make it mean anything about myself. Like, whatever. Like, it looks like, I don't like it. And that's the fun part of it. It's the fun part of I should say bodybuilding, is because you get to build a different physique. You get to build like, literally a different body, right? A different body that craves different things. It craves movement. It craves building strength, right? Lifting weights. It craves protein. So you know what I mean? Like, it's a completely different person. While you're looking at the past, you're looking at yourself like, oh my God, I need to lose this, and you're using outer comparing yourself with other women. I know everybody talks about this, but I hope I give you a very different spin on this idea, because here's what I've learned, right? Here's what I learned competing. And I always give examples because competing is such an amazing sport. But anyways, when I started competing, I realized I was like, comparing is very, very silly. It's the most silliest thing. And I say, like, you know, I had, and you can like, whenever you're comparing yourself with the other women in terms of like physical part, right? Like, physically, like, that is silly, right? And you're not going to think too much of yourself, but also you're not going to dishonor your body in a way that's like, oh, I have to look like so and so, because everybody is different. Like, every body has a different structure, different bones, different metabolisms. Like even when you look at the sport, right? Like, take it from me, like, there's a lot of different women. They have different lifestyles, different routines, different bone structures, different metabolism, different meal plans, and different meals, right? Like, they eat differently. Like, there's people from all over the world, and they all try to get into this idea, right? Like, it's a concept of, let's say, the bikini or the figure, whatever. So it's just a concept, right? The concept of bodybuilding. I'm teaching bodybuilding here, but the concept is just building a physique that is harmonious, right? That has muscle, that has curves, that has femininity, and that should be an advice for everybody. But what I see, when you don't have that background from the sport, you're actually just like, oh my gosh, Kylie Jenner has this tiny waist and I am just big boned. And I'm like, use that for your advantage. Like, build the body that you want, comparing yourself with other women. And mind you, they might be insecure about other things too. So never compare. I know this is, you know, everybody talks about that, but you only compare when you don't know your strengths, right? When you don't actually know how you can present yourself. And this comes to everything, right? Makeup, you know, it's about how you dress, right? It's about how you present yourself energetically. It's about how you dress, like fashion. Like, you can choose clothes that really highlight your figure in a way that is beautiful, feminine, right? Like, things like that. But also, I want you to go to the gym, right? To build this harmonious body figure, because that's what you're looking at influencers, and they're like, I want their body. Like, how? You know? So they just found a way. They just found something. Not everybody's like they might be genetically gifted in some areas, maybe, you know. But anyways, so you just really have to find, like, you know, your own strengths, the things that you like in yourself. So yeah, this is what I would do. So gosh, I forgot my train of thought. Okay, so the next thing, and this is going to be another habit. The second habit would be for your body. So everything that I said, so for your body, and I'm going to explain a little bit of my own experience in the sport, like, so you can understand where is that coming from. Like, how can you take that and maybe apply it to yourself in a way that you don't need to compete, right? And a way that makes it sense, right? Because we talk about, like, don't compare yourself with other people, or stop judging yourself, or stop judging your body and how it looks. So I'm going to give you a quick brief of what I think you can do for now, if that's something that you struggle. Now, second thing, so recap. One habit for your mind, anything that you want to learn. It could be something related to this, like, you know, personal growth, changing my mindset towards food, changing my mindset towards my body, right? Like, changing my mindset towards maybe learning how to cook, blah, blah, blah. The second would be your body, right? Like, go for a habit that builds your body, right? That nourishes your body. So it could be a workout. It could be deleting all of my past photos, right? And starting from scratch, right? Literally having this idea of the person that I'm going to become, but also the body that I'm going to have, because we all want, you know, because why not? Last but not least, a habit for your soul. So I'll give a quick example. So in a habit for your soul, so it could be meditation, right? Like, I think, you know, and you can use whatever you want. You can, and it's something to keep people in alignment, because those are the trifecta, right? Like a habit for your body, a habit for your mind, and a habit for your soul. So your soul could be meditation, right? And the reason why I'm adding this one, even in my content, because this one is just so important, especially and this one is so important. Don't take for granted, because the idea here is that we have to align this tree, right? Like, building this trifecta. And the reason why I'm saying this is just because when you're really changing you're changing your body, yes, you're losing some weight. Yes, you're changing your relationship with food, right? Like, you're making healthier choices. All of these things combined is very hard to do in the physical sense, right? In the logical sense, it's really hard to do. And sometimes it's stresses, right? Sometimes it really challenges that part of ourselves that don't want to change, don't want to be new, wants to remain in the comfort, right, of that past self-image, right, or the current one, right? And the reason why is, and especially if it's, you know, with things that are really your basic needs, right? I'll give, you know, like food, right? Change your relationship with food. There's things that you do on a daily basis that you don't even realize, like, even your choice, you don't even know why you have that you eat the things that you eat, or you make those choices. You just think, well, I just really like them. Have you asked that? Why you like the things that you like? You like it because you learn to like them. You learn how to enjoy it, right? and it really stresses our nervous system, right? Like, if you're trying to move it up, change a lot of things, you're trying to literally become a new person, like body, mind, and soul. And if you're not doing that soul alignment, it's going to be really hard. I'm out of here. I don't know if we're gonna be able. Just okay. You're gonna be able, but it's and this is probably why a lot of people struggle. Is because you haven't built that sense of alignment. And I want to talk about this because people are like, oh no, I just want to lose fat. I just want to good look, And people be like, no, that has nothing to do. It's just talking about meditation because it's just like content. And it's a very smart part of what you're building, right? What we're building, we're creating this new version of yourself as a reference point towards the feeling, the desire, right? Like to become healthier, to make better choices, to be a person of commitment and can can stay with your goals. And it's very easy to think that is just you eat this, you do that. But it's not. But when you have that soul alignment, when you're actually being quiet for a moment in a day, you have so much clarity that it's natural, right? You're open to change. You're more open to change. You're willing to change because it's going to be great for you. You're not going to go back to these patterns. So that's why I think a lot of people kind of give up in the middle because isn't that trifecta alignment. And I want you to do that. I want you to go all in, and you don't need to be crazy. You don't need to die on a treadmill and sacrifice for it. It's a very simple thing. You just do the things with alignment and joy and fun and ease, and you're going to achieve it 100%. And you're going to look like your hottest self, because the idea of the hottest self is your best self, but also your hottest self, because why not, Okay, I'm done for today. Hope you do this exercise. As I said, this is episode 5, so we are almost at the end. If you are, and by the way, I have exciting news today for you. If you're confused, if you're struggling to, watch my content and to do the number 1 exercise, number 2, number 3, I created the Hottest Self series inside my app, so you can literally comment hottest here in the comment below. And so it's just DM me or comment below hottest, and you will get free access to the Hottest Self series in my app with all of the exercises, with recipes if you want to track your own recipes, if you want to track your meals, if you want to track your exercise recipes in this app. I'm literally just giving it all for free. In-app tracking if you want to sync your wearables, track your workouts, and track your bodies, track your weight, track your sleep if you really want to get into the hottest self. And this is valid, it's a 14-day trial in my app, so please make sure to comment below, and you're gonna get all the contents from the Hottest Self series. So I hope to see you there, and if you have any questions for me, DM me. I am here to help, and I'll see you in the next episode to help you to become your hottest self.